A mass shooting on the University of Virginia campus.
This is a sad, shocking, and tragic day for our UVA community.
And one of the victims is a Cavaliers football player from Miami. Crypto controversy is leading to a name change.
It is a classic financial crisis.
At the home of the Heat. Plus, different venues, same party for the Santa's Enchanted Forest opening weekend.
It's an iconic place.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Kenya Cardone.
I'm Amanda Gray. Today is Tuesday, November 15th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Struck by scandal, it involves the crypto company which bought the naming rights to the home of the Heat. The naming rights money goes to the government, not the team.
But as the network's Anya Joseph reports, it will mean a third name for the arena in the last 2 seasons.
The FTX Arena, where the game nights roar and the concert lights glare. A company promoted by many goes down under. This time last year, you would never have guessed this would happen.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff.
The digital currency company filed for bankruptcy. CEO Sam Bankman resigned and has released an apology statement on Twitter saying, "I'm piecing together all the details, but I was shocked to see things unravel the way they did earlier this week." An apology that has not settled national concern.
Without proper oversight, cryptocurrencies, it risks harming everyday Americans. But the most recent news further underscores these concerns and highlights why prudent regulation of cryptocurrencies is indeed needed.
The Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission have begun to investigate even the headquarters where Bankman primarily worked in the Bahamas. After the cryptocurrency leader worth $32 billion declared bankruptcy, Miami-Dade ended the sponsorship with FTX, along with the deal giving the company naming rights to the arena. The collapse hitting the Heat home, thus ending a 19-year agreement after year 1, leaving the arena in search of a new name, and a few ideas are lingering. Now, the Miami Heat has cut ties with the crypto company, and though fans are shocked to hear the news, they do have their own inquiries about who will get the naming rights and what the new name will be.
I am looking forward to seeing just who takes in the place of the Miami Heat arena in the near future. And we would actually like to see Hard Rock just kind of take ownership of here and just kind of have both of the arenas down in the city of Miami.
Even the Miami Heat team says they are looking forward to identifying the new naming rights partner. Anya Joseph, South Florida Media Network.
Meanwhile, on the court, Miami was red hot as the Heat secured a victory against the Suns here at home. The game was a nail-biter up until the last minute, with both teams looking to clinch the win. It was a block by Jimmy Butler with seconds left in the game that made the final score. Heat 113, Suns 112. Miami is looking to continue its streak as the Heat play the Toronto Raptors tomorrow night at 7:30.
A surprise change at the top this morning for Broward County schools. In an unexpected late-night vote yesterday, Superintendent Vicki Cartwright was removed by a 5-4 vote. All 5 votes against her were cast by unelected school board members appointed by Governor Ron DeSantis. The school board will meet this morning to appoint an interim superintendent.
A campus in mourning today. A UVA student from Miami is one of 3 who tragically died at the hands of a school shooter. He is Deshaun Perry, a junior from Miami's Gulliver Prep. A massive overnight manhunt has finally come to an end as police searched for Christopher Jones Jr., who is suspected of murdering 3 schoolmates and injuring 2 others. Officials say the shooter opened fire in the UVA parking garage on a bus full of students as they returned from a school trip to Washington, D.C. By mid-Monday morning, Christopher Jones Jr. was apprehended and brought into custody. According to UVA police, the suspect had been investigated after someone reported him making a comment about owning a gun.
We've secured arrest warrants for Mr. Jones. We've charged him with 3 counts of second-degree murder, and we charged him with 3 counts of using a handgun in the commission of a felony.
The other 2 victims who died are Devin Chandler, who was a junior from Huntsville, North Carolina, and Lavelle Davis, a junior from Dorchester, South Carolina. All 3 victims were members of the UVA football team.
Later tonight, former President Donald Trump has promised to reveal a special announcement. Amid Trump's political past facing scrutiny, he is anticipated to reveal a 3rd presidential run. Aides also describes Trump with hopes to avert Republican failed control of the Senate to his entry into the 2024 presidential primary. Among likely opponents such as Mike Pence and Ron DeSantis, he is expected to be the favorable GOP nominee.
The latest launch window for NASA's unmanned moon mission is just hours away.
And that's still ahead, and so is this story.
I feel like there's a change. Like when we went like a couple years before, it seemed more open and more, at least now comparing it, there was more rides.
Thanksgiving and Black Friday are still several days away, but a major sign of Christmas in South Florida has made its return. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Debut near Doral as Santa's Enchanted Forest has its opening weekend at its new location. After more than 35 years at Tropical Park in Southwest Miami-Dade and spending last year in Hialeah, the party has moved to Northwest 74th Street and 87th Avenue.
As the network's Samantha Gutierrez reports, even though the venue is new, everything else is just the way you remember it.
Santa's Enchanted Forest has been opening its doors annually for over 40 years, providing games, food, and lights to its visitors.
We've been to Santa since it was in Tropical Park. We're kind of happy that it's here now. We actually bought the season passes and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's a little smaller than what we're used to, but it's good as long as the kids are happy.
Miami's beloved Christmas theme park resided in Tropical Park along the Palmetto Expressway until last year. It was moved to Hialeah. Now it's here in Doral.
I feel like there's a change. Like when we went like a couple years before, it seemed more open and more, at least now comparing it, there was more rides.
I can't really tell the difference. I mean, I don't really care that much, but I think it's better for me because I live closer to here.
Hialeah, I don't feel like a lot of people would go all the way over there. I feel like this is more central.
It was super small compared to like the Tropical Park, the lights, and it's been there for so many years. It's an iconic place. I don't know, I think that it being in Tropical Park so long, it's gonna be very difficult for people to adjust, but it's Santa's and people are gonna come regardless, so.
As you can see, even in mid-November, Miami is feeling the Christmas spirit. For South Florida Media Network, I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
NASA is one step closer to putting astronauts back on the moon this morning as it gets set for the first of 3 missions with its most powerful rocket ever. The Artemis 1 mission is finally ready for takeoff today. It has been delayed 3 times since August. First, it was due to fuel leaks and then Hurricane Nicole. If successful, it would be an unmanned 25-day journey to the moon's orbit and back.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
And I'm Kenya Cardone. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.
Santa's Enchanted Forest has been opening its doors annually for over 40 years, providing games, food, and lights to its visitors.